Oh, good morning, everyone. It's Jeff Exline in the Digital Content Center. It is a Monday morning, April 14th, day before tax day. It's Holy Week. It's Easter coming up upon us. And we're going to take a dive look into the weather. A couple of things I want to point out here, a couple main bullet points as I was looking at the weather today. Number one, we'll talk about this thunderstorm threat for later today. Number two, we are getting into another chilly stretch. I know we just come out of one here. It's a little warmer today. It was pretty nice yesterday, but we're getting back into a chilly stretch for a couple days, Tuesday, Wednesday, into Thursday morning. Okay. After that, we should settle into a warmer stretch of weather. So we should sort of really turn the corner. I'm looking at this week as it's the week that we turn the corner towards warmer times, kind of staying more so than, getting colder again, warmer, colder. I think we're going to turn the corner towards that warmth. Staying. It's going to have some staying power, I think. So if you like that, I think many do. I think you're going to like what's to come here. So let's dive into it and take a look at that thunderstorm threat for later on today. We'll be doing that in a minute, but I want to show you that our high temperature trend here of late has been quite below normal. Yesterday was just 1 degree below normal, but all these days, you got to go back to Saturday, April 5th. That was the last time we saw a high temperature that was actually above normal. So we've been over a week now with below normal temperatures. That will change today as temperatures right now are in the 60s, and we're headed easily into the low 70s this afternoon. A few places, maybe even mid 70s this afternoon. So finally an above normal day, already above normal in many locations here when it comes to our temperatures. Looking at temperatures again, low to mid 70s today. It is rather cloudy, but it is warm. And we are going to see that drop in the temperatures for Tuesday and Wednesday. Also want to point out tomorrow's winds are going to be rather gusty, upwards of 40 miles per hour tomorrow. So get ready for some high winds tomorrow. And then as we head into Thursday, after a frosty start Thursday morning, we jump up to 63, Friday 72. And if we were to extend this, I think we would see a string of warmer temperatures, not too many cold shots in that extended outlook through the rest of April once we get by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. So the good call for the Easter forecast, at least the early call, the way it's looking right now, is for a great looking Easter with a mix of sun and clouds, high temperature in the mid 60s. Doesn't look like it'll rain on Easter. Again, I'll keep an eye on that. It's a little bit of a long range forecast, but just to give you a heads up for Easter Sunday. And good morning to a few folks chiming in, Dave, and good morning to Kathy. Thank you for checking in. Good morning on this Monday morning. So here's what we have with the weather today. Again, it's mostly cloudy. It's warm. The breezes are picking up a little bit today. Again, the higher wind gusts tomorrow, though. And there you can see our severe weather outlook for today. It's sort of bisecting the area almost in half from Moundsville southward under a slight risk of severe weather, a marginal in that green color further to the north, which covers the entire area. So let's take a look at some of the other aspects of this. Let's sort of a breakdown of that severe weather. So this is from the Storm Prediction Center, this product, the severe wind outlook. That means there's a 15% chance of severe wind within a 25-mile point in that area shaded in yellow, and a 5% chance in the area shaded in brown. So a couple of things you should be able to take away from this. If you're in the southern part of the viewing area, there's a higher threat of a severe thunderstorm than the northern part of the viewing area. That's takeaway number one. Is you look at the severe hail, pretty much lines up with the wind, same locations. So I think, a couple of these storms may produce some high wind and maybe some hail south of I-70. Further north, the threat of severe weather is not zero, but it's a little lower compared to further south of I-70. Now, the tornado chances are pretty low everywhere locally. There is a higher tornado threat to the south of Tyler County. So just to the south of Tyler County, that's where your tornado chances go up to 15%. It's about 2 to 5% from Moundsville to Tyler County. So probably not too much of a tornado threat locally. I do think across southern West Virginia, there could be a couple of tornadoes later on today. So again, to reiterate, 5 to 8 p.m. is when you need to be on the lookout for this. Late this afternoon into early this evening, a higher chance of scattered instances of high wind and hail to the south of I-70 in those areas colored in yellow from Moundsville, Woodsfield, Caldwell on southward. You can see some of the lightning intensity. This is a different model, but it kind of gives you an idea. Even though the threat of severe weather is higher south, it doesn't mean that there can't be a thunderstorm to the north of I-70. In this particular model, it hints at some lightning at around 5 p.m. And then notice as we go through time here, it also hints at a little bit more lightning, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, scooting by to the south. So again, that sort of hones in that idea that I think if there's going to be some stronger storms, it'll be across the southern part of the viewing area. So it's mostly cloudy, temperatures at noon today, middle to upper 60s, and then we creep up into at least the low, maybe mid 70s in some spots this afternoon. Now, if you have anything you want to do outside, most of the time is dry until we get to later this afternoon. And I could make this a little larger for you guys so you could see it. And good morning to Larry. Thanks for checking in. And Renee, thank you for checking in on this Monday morning. So we're timing out some thunderstorms coming later on today. And we are seeing that threat from 5 to 8 p.m. is what I'm looking at. So up until about 5 o'clock, most of the area should be dry. So not expecting really anything before then. So if you have to cut the grass, you still have many hours to do so. Then as we head towards 6 o'clock, you can see some of those showers, thunderstorms moving through. You can see how the storms are a little stronger to the south. See more red cores than they are to the north. Again, this is where we're going to see the threat, I think a higher threat of stronger thunderstorms in these areas right here later this afternoon into early this evening. Could still be some thunder. Could be some lightning and some rain, but the threat of severe weather, I think, is a little bit further to the south across the southern half of the viewing area. So there's 8 o'clock this evening. You can see how some of those storms could actually strengthen racing east of Morgantown by that point along Interstate 68 and point south. Well, we'll probably be dealing with some leftover showers during that time frame. And then there's a 9 o'clock this evening. By that point, we're just dealing with a few showers. And then after that, the rain comes to an end. Now, we'll see additional showers tomorrow. The difference is tomorrow is going to be a colder day and a windy day. We can easily see some wind gusts up around 40 miles per hour. High temperatures near 50. Much of the time, we're going to be in the 40s. Could be a little bit of small hail with any showers or grapple tomorrow, as the freezing level is going to be rather low in the atmosphere. And look at this later Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, maybe a few northern areas see a few snowflakes, but this will be occurring while most people are sleeping and would miss it anyhow. Clouds in the morning Wednesday will gradually break for some sun, and we see another day with a high temperature in the lower 50s. So a couple of clunkers in terms of colder weather, chilly weather Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it gets better after a frosty start to Thursday morning, a low of 30, afternoon high of 63. Beautiful day Thursday, partly sunny on Friday, high of 72, and there is the chance for showers around Saturday. Doesn't look like an all-day rain, but a passing shower, thunder shower can't be ruled out. Saturday, high 68. Looks dry, as I mentioned, for Easter Sunday with a high of 65, and then we're back in the 70s next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So once we get through this Tuesday, Wednesday stretch of chilly weather into Thursday morning, this is where, I was talking about, I think we really turn the corner towards it staying warm. At least 60s and 70s, I think, are going to take over starting Thursday through the end of the month. So, we're not going to have any of these days where there could be some, most of the time Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be in the 40s. I don't foresee any of that for the rest of the month. And then as we head into May, the chances of you seeing temperatures in the 40s are very slim. Even 50s start to get pretty slim. But so we're turning the corner. I know it's been kind of chilly of late. Yesterday was nice. And today's pretty nice in terms of temperature. And then we fall back into it Tuesday, Wednesday. But once we get through that, we're better. We'll be better. Okay, let's see. We have a couple more comments. Sarah says, good morning, Jeff. Great day here in Cameron, West Virginia. It's a great day warming on up there in Cameron. Just beware of a thunderstorm, Sarah, later on today as we head into this evening. And Michael says, Jeff said it would. Thank you, Michael. Okay, so again, that's what I want to show you one more thing. When it comes to the, let me see if I could find this one graphic here. We show you some of the wind outlook here for tomorrow. Again, this is the wind for tomorrow, not today. And although there can be some strong winds and a thunderstorm in some spots later today, this is what we're concerned about when it comes to the wind gusts tomorrow. Notice there'll be some wind gusts 40 to 45 miles per hour on Tuesday. So high wind gusts. Have anything you want to secure outdoors, may want to do so before the high wind. So I just want to give you a heads up that tomorrow it will be windy, and it's also going to be a lot colder tomorrow versus what we're seeing today. So just a heads up with that. Suzanne says doesn't want to see the sun today because good morning, Melissa from Chester. And Suzanne doesn't want to see the sun today because of the more that would create a little bit more instability for thunderstorms if you see a lot of sun. Vicky, good morning. And Richard said, see my first barn swallow this morning. It tells me the warm's going to stay. There you go. I think, Richard, once you get past Thursday morning, I think the warm is going to stay. So that barn swallow may be a little chilly. Next Friday is like, oh boy, Suzanne, I don't know. I'd have to take that one at a time. That's pretty far out there to pinpoint next Friday. I do think it's either going to be in the 60s or 70s next Friday. But it's not. To tell you whether or not it'll be completely dry or not is a little far out there for me. I don't think anyone has a real good idea of what's going to be next Friday. Probably, I would say 60s or 70s next Friday, but much of next week's going to be in the 70s, as you can see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. But I don't foresee it being any cooler than the 60s. And Suzanne says next Friday is her birthday, so happy early birthday to Suzanne. Jamie Baker, is that our own Jamie Baker in the newsroom? I can't see the profile. I'm not sure if that's her or not. Good morning. And okay, yeah. Oh, asking about the temperature or the rain, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, I would say 60s or 70s when it comes to next week. Again, too early to tell on the rain. Those of you that are wondering again about just tuning in about the threat of storms later on today, there is a higher risk. From time to be weather aware, as we like to say, it's 5 to 8 p.m. So it's late afternoon, early evening. If you're thinking about doing some grilling, that could be impacted. But the higher threat of severe weather is across the southern part of the viewing area, where there is a slight risk in the yellow, and that means scattered severe thunderstorms. So there can be some instances of high wind and hail. It would be more isolated, I think, to the north when it comes to severe weather north of that yellow line. Now, it doesn't mean there can't be lightning north of that line, as this model is even indicating at 5 p.m. But that means that the more robust storms should be across the southern part of the viewing area. And Futurecast here gives you another look at this, as we are going to see 5, 6, 7 o'clock, the showers, some thunderstorms rolling through. The best chance of a severe thunderstorm is going to be in about that area right there as they move off towards the east. And then after 8 o'clock, the severe weather threat is over locally. Tomorrow is going to be a day that's going to feature a lot of clouds. It's going to be chilly. Much of the time, it's going to be in the 40s tomorrow. And those winds can gust to 45 miles per hour tomorrow. There will be occasional showers of rain and maybe some small hail or grapple tomorrow. Maybe cold enough tomorrow night for a few snowflakes in some spots here before this precipitation wraps up early Wednesday morning. And then Wednesday, we get a little better, but still chilly. Clouds will break for sun, low 50s in the afternoon on Wednesday. And still a little breezy. I think winds can gust to about 30 miles per hour on Wednesday. Frost is likely Thursday morning with a low of 30, and then we're up to 63 Thursday. And Thursday afternoon on, I think the worst of the cold, chilly weather at least is now behind us. So that's the big takeaway, at least when I was looking at the weather this morning. As one big takeaway, I was at the Home and Garden Show in Wheeling over the weekend. A lot of people were asking, when's it going to stay warm? I know we were in the midst of that stretch of chilly weather there, but I think once we get by, as we head into Thursday afternoon and on, that's when we're going to look back and say that's when it stayed at least in the 60s and 70s moving forward. Okay. Let's see. Melissa K says, anyone see the pink moon? It was so cloudy here. Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm trying to think over the weekend. I think I saw it Saturday night a little bit. But again, it's called the pink moon. It doesn't mean that it is the color pink, by the way, Melissa. It's just it actually has a lot of the moons are named after different objects, or the Native Americans actually. There we go. Okay. Named a lot of the moon names that come from the Native Americans. It has something to do, I believe, with an algae. It's not necessarily the pink color. Oh, Melissa knows that. Okay. Just wanted to clarify because people, if you hear pink moon, you may think it was pink. But I did see it. I think it was Saturday. When did I see it? It must have been Saturday night as the sky was clearing because we had a pretty thick frost there into Sunday morning. And this is Jamie Baker from Cadiz, Ohio. Okay, I was wondering if it was Jamie Baker from the newsroom. not the same Jamie Baker. Okay. Okay. So that solves that mystery. Thank you, Jamie, from Cadiz, Ohio. So that's all I have for today, I guess. When it comes to the weather, nothing. Just we'll have to watch out for later on today. I was gonna show you real quick here. You can see the radar starting to get some showers here along the cold front to our west. I was gonna dial up the satellite imagery here real quick, show you the visible satellite, and it is mostly cloudy. There can be a few peaks of sun today, but overall it is mostly cloudy today. But not a ton of sun. Definitely not as much sun as we saw yesterday. So it is rather cloudy. This is loading up here as we speak, but it is a mostly cloudy sky today. Okay, well, hang in there, everyone. We're getting there. We're getting towards let's see. I'm still reading some of the comments. She's a beauty when it's full and bright, said Melissa. Talking about the moon again. Okay, I got it now. Sometimes I got to read the comments and remember what we're talking about. Yeah, the moon was full and bright when it was out there. And I think it was Saturday night when I saw a little bit of that. But it has been a cloudy stretch outside of Sunday. And Sunday was beautiful yesterday. Lots of sun. But now it's back to the clouds today. And a lot of clouds tomorrow as well. And then the sun makes a pretty good appearance Wednesday afternoon, and Thursday is looking nice and sunny too. Okay, everyone, that's the latest that I have for you. I'll take a look at some new information for News 9 midday, get back to work in the Weather Center, and I'll have that for you at noon, as always. And also we'll have the latest sports, or not sports. I guess we'll have something about the Masters. News of the day. It's Monday. My brain's like mush on Monday. Sorry. But we are going to have, Bill will have the sports, the news of the day for you on News 9 midday at noon, which, by the way, I've had a lot of people recently ask me. They say they can't get the news, on their, I don't know, local television set or cable provider or whatever, satellite. You can watch the news. I don't know if you know this. You can watch the news streaming. We have all our newscasts streaming online. You just go to our website or the app, the WTOV 9 app or the website, and you can watch any newscast streaming live as it's streaming online. So you can check that out. Let's see. Suzanne wants to try your aunt's beans, trying to find out, but no luck. Oh, okay, Suzanne, that's on the YouTube page. Check it out on. Actually, it's not my aunt's. There's a funny story with it. It was. I'm trying to think it was my mom or dad's side of the family. It was on my dad's side of the family, but they're called Aunt Sill's beans. There's a whole explanation about it in that Cooking Up a Storm. But you can check that out, WTOV 9 YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube, search for WTOV 9. You'll see all the Cooking Up a Storm. You could actually just search Cooking Up a Storm, probably beans, and it'll probably come up as, or Aunt Sill's beans, SILS. But yeah, you could search it that way in the little finder, and you'll be able to find the episode for the recipe and the story behind Aunt Sill's beans. I tell you, they are a big hit, Aunt Sill's beans. Every time we have a you're welcome. Every time I have a cookout, especially in the summertime, it's like a meal in itself. It's a side dish, but 4th of July, people will load up their because there's meat, there's sausage, Italian sausage in the beans, and bacon. I mean, it's loaded with stuff, and I'll have some guys. They'll put the beans mixture on top of their hot dogs. Almost like a chili dog, but it has some beans and all the other stuff. And everyone raves about Aunt Sill's beans. So check it out. It's a good recipe. I think your family would like it. Okay, everyone. That's all I have for you. Monday morning. I'll see you in about a half an hour on News 9 midday. Have a great day, everyone.